Hello Internet, I'm Matt,
I'm Joseph.
and as you may or may not have known, this weekend, the first weekend of June, no, we're in July now, aren't we?
No, we're in June.
See, I don't even know what day we're in. The whole
2020.
the past 3 days have been a blur. But they, Kojima. Is it
No,
still,
he's
is it still
gone.
called Kojima? Is
No,
it still called
Kojima's outta
Kojima
here.
Productions?
Nope, he's gone.
What are they calling themselves now?
No, it's just Konami.
Konami? Okay, so Konami has released Metal Gear Survive for free for this weekend up till June 4th. I have been playing just a bit of it, just get an idea of it.
I know next to nothing about it.
But you know
Except the trailer.
just about everything else about Metal Gear, correct?
Yes, I'm very up to date on my lore. Except for 5, Fans of Fame, which is what we're playing today.
Alright, so here's the idea. I didn't want to jump into this because I was a fan of Kojima. Knowing what this represented, I really didn't want to play it unless I played it with my friend here in what was essentially a rage-induced fight.
We're playing Survive?
Yes. I'll get him back in a bit. I have liquor. Okay. So, so
You'll need it.
the basic idea is we're going to take a shot every time we find something that doesn't belong in the Metal Gear series.
We're gonna die.
Alright, so after many technical hiccups,
Many.
we are here.
Okay.
And I
so
see
we are-
you have already pre-poured our shots. You intending to drink many?
Yes. Yes, I am.
You had some thoughts
So-
about the intro.
Yeah, so okay, so from the very beginning, I see what looks to be nano machines, which was kind of a big deal in Metal Gear Solid 4 and Revengeance, which is a freaking stupid name, but anyway, those are at the end of the timeline. Those are in like future game, like 2012, I think, and this takes place in 1970 something.
I think one of the things I saw was 1975.
Okay, yeah. So I have no idea what the heck these things are doing here just now. So
I don't think they do either.
let's. I'm not counting this a shot yet. It does make sense within universe, but it just doesn't make place at this timeline. But they can write it away. So let's see what goes. Oh.
Yes, the mini updates. And like I mentioned earlier, this was their, actually I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but this was their 100 days since launch. So they started giving out a celebration, and this is part of the reason why
Thank you for being suckered in.
This is part of the reason why it was free this weekend.
Okay.
I think, personally, they had it set up to be like a year-long reaction celebration, but then they realized that the audience just wasn't there, so they just shortened their timeline a little bit.
Yeah, by over 200 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see the logo there, where the big boss is. Yep, armament donation. Oh, it's 75. Peace swaps, okay.
And for those who aren't very familiar with the series, and walks through the Peace Walker incident.
Yes. Yeah, so the Peace Walker incident is basically, it takes place after Metal Gear Solid 3, is when Big Boss is accepting his role as the leader for the events of Metal Gear 1.
Okay.
And then at the end of Ground Zeroes, the whole thing went kablooey.
And I think that's where this picks up.
Okay.
The 5 Phantom Pain splits off and follows Snake, Big Boss, This splits off and follows everybody else after Ground Zeroes.
Okay. Yeah. One of the things I love about Peace Walker is that you got to make your own Metal Gear. So it's not like, this is the only a bad guy thing that's getting made. Okay, pseudo-historical sequence.
I always love that phrase.
Pseudo-historical. This is an alternate fact here.
Like, the Vietnam War still happened, but we had walking tanks.
They were just off to the side of the camera. They were there, we promise. I remember recruiting that guy. Did you play Peace Walker?
I think I did. I mean, there's a lot of them.
Yes, there is.
It's hard to keep track of which ones I have and have not played.
Okay. There goes my hours and hours and hours of recruiting everyone and building up my base. Just gone.
This is a point that I have a lot of issues with, so I'm going to take a mental screenshot here.
Okay.
So this is supposedly after Ground Zero's attack.
Yes. And it looks pretty dang good.
Alright, so all of these bodies, they were originally from Peace Walker, correct?
Yeah, that's right. They're from Peace Walker, because Peace Walker was all about Big Boss just amassing this giant army.
And so now they're all dead.
Yes, they're all dead. All your hard work is gone now.
Just gone. I am so proud I put in the time and energy for that.
Yeah, I was kind of mad about it. But I was like, yeah, it was Kojima's doing. I'll let it slide.
Why does it keep doing that? I'm guessing this is like trying to simulate like the passage of time. Like these are multiple, just not one day, 2 day, but usually it has kind of like this fade in, like you're losing consciousness. This is just like a blink.
Going from dead body to dead body.
Oh, okay. Okay, tell me when to stop.
Stop. Alright, you're a chick.
I am a chick.
So you were talking about the Easter eggs in this clipboard here.
Right.
Earlier.
Yeah, so this is where the infamous HK Forever, which was Hungry Komodo Dragon, which Hideo Kojima, and then the first letters of the name spell out Forever. So Hideo Kojima
the last
Forever.
name.
And the last one which was Bastard Yoda and Cunning Yuji, which is the director and the producer.
And it said that they were AWOL.
They were both AWOL.
And I want to add one correction. The first letter of the last names, starting after your character names, that's what spells Forever. So if you're interested to go back, pause it, and take a look at it, this was talked about long before the release as an homage from the creators of this game, that they weren't entirely happy with the direction this series was taking, and they'd much rather be with Hideo Kojima. And I don't blame them. I'm sure you don't.
No, I was like hearing about the stuff that Konami pulled, like having like security cameras to make sure you were always working and never goofing off, and if you were late, they would announce your name over a PA system. That's the rumor. And I was just like, man, how could anyone work under those conditions?
And I remember these scenes were taken straight from Ground Zeroes.
Yes. I was thinking about watching it before I came over here, just for a refresher. I don't remember him getting off though.
He did.
Okay.
He did. Technically, we have not taken a shot yet. So far, we are just reflecting that are still hardwired into the Metal Gear series.
Yes. There's like they're trying to say, hey, we promise this is a part of Metal Gear. See, there's our own cutscenes. Oh, Miller. Okay, so can I go into spoiler territory for the Metal Gear series?
Go for it.
Okay. Because Miller dies, like, between games. Between Solid Metal Gear 2 and Solid 1. And so that's why it's somewhat of a surprise whenever Miller was turned out to be someone else. Someone's impersonating him. Okay, we playing? Is that me?
Technically. Oh, she did.
She did. Okay. That is not how they jump on this, but okay.
And what's the point of a coffin and an at-sea burial?
An at-sea burial in a coffin, because apparently we don't care about money. I just want to see my name, like Big Boss. Good job, Snurfles. Okay, so how many minutes are in and we haven't had any drinks? We almost had one. We came close. Okay, I like that. From a different angle. Oh, okay. Well, I thought I was going to play during the.
Like, at this point, you can definitely tell they're trying to imitate Kojima's cinema style.
Yes. Because the thing I love in video games is like the side stories whenever you see the same events but from a different angle. Okay, yeah, they're definitely. Okay, I'm about to call this a shot because this cutscene is so poor. The pacing is just like so all over the place. Like Kojima would have never let this slide.
I remember there was an interview a while back I did with him that he originally wanted to be a movie director, but fell into video games instead. And that's why all of his extremely long cinematics went the way they did, because he was directing a movie. And this guy right here, Yoda Mizaki, I probably butchered his name.
Oh, sure.
But he clearly was trying to imitate his art style, but I don't think he captured it at all. Okay, so we've skipped ahead a little bit because the cutscene you started to see went on for about 3 to 4 minutes of just a screen you're just staring at.
Just nothing but babble.
No. They mentioned that this character that we've created here is infected with this virus, essentially the zombie virus, and he made the point that it was worthy of a shot because the virus was not explained.
It was never explained. It was a true Metal Gear game. They would have talked on forever about this. Who was behind it? How it got there? What did it do? And then the plot twist of what the virus was actually.
And then there would have been a lot of audio files that you would listen to your Walkman on, discussing scientific reports of everything it has done or ever has done, all the different researchers who have touched on it.
Spoiler alert, it has something to do with nukes, and nukes are bad.
Always. But no, you're infected just cause. That's all we got.
Because we gotta make this money. Let's make a premise.
We also wanted to point out here, because this was what confused me for a while, because I wasn't sure what's happening. So essentially, this wormhole opened up over Mother Base immediately after the attack of Ground Zeroes.
Randomly.
Big Boss never noticed it. He flew away, didn't notice any funky lights in the back.
I can understand him not noticing it because he was kind of preoccupied with the bomb in Paz's stomach.
This is true.
But if it would at least show like a light, like behind them, just patch in, just change the cutscene a tab, just put a light in the background, so that way we can say, oh yeah, I can see it back there. But
this is totally canon.
That would. It's not canon. I would punch you. No series is done until Kojima comes back.
I don't think Konima's ever gonna let that go.
No.
So this happened immediately after Ground Zeroes. The politician type character handling your body, that was 6 months after the fact. They mentioned in the video that we skipped that the character lost the arm.
Yeah, it's about to happen here.
Right here. There it comes. And And so she falls.
Yes.
She's lost her arm. It's floating around, presumably somewhere in hell. And
she's floating in the ocean.
Yeah.
Probably sharks. So who knows how long it takes to find
But she was alive long enough to be brought her body back on. The infection grew her arm back. And then she came back to life because infection?
Because the plot said so, that's why.
Yeah.
My character doesn't speak. She is, in all intents and purposes, a mute. Because that would require extra money to pay the actress. We can't have that.
Nope.
So when they ask questions like, you see, that could have been easily avoided. If I just could speak.
That's like one of those classic tropes that you find in sitcoms too. Like entire episodes that could have been avoided if everyone just announced what their intentions were from the beginning.
I agree. But this is Metal Gear, like the most wordiest franchise I've ever played.
You're like, nah, I'm good.
Oh, they're everywhere! I didn't notice! Can I pick that up?
You can.
Oh,
it's square.
Where? Oh, jeez! Gosh, isn't it so nice that, like, just no bunch of zombies in my way, just so convenient.
What I love about these guys is that clearly, if you just pulled the crystal out, problem solved. That's where all the issues are coming from.
Shush!
It's like, oh, it's a virus. No, it's the crystal coming out of their head. If you remove the crystal, then it's just a dead body. Has anyone attempted just like large-scale crane? Like this Toy Story, these guys. The crowd decides who will stay and who will go.
So wait, I'm infected too.
Yes.
Presumably with the crystal.
With that junk, yes. You can become those things. That's why you're expendable. So why aren't you?
Yeah.
Because
there's a lot of questions.
Because plot points.
Because I was Big Boss's best friend, okay? It's a pool! That is actually a pull handle. I get that. The fact that she didn't try to pull it, that's clearly a pull handle.
Another theatric face reveal. New guy you haven't met.
Boy, I sure do remember you. question mark. What's the point of a big reveal if you're not gonna even know who it is? It's like in another fantastic game, Metroid Other M, when the guy goes, "Hey, remember me?" And everyone's like, "Who?" He looks like the dude from Westworld, and also he was Gears in no, it wasn't Gears. I forget is the guy in Hunger Games Part 2.
I always got the Morpheus vibe from him.
Yeah, I can see that.
It'll be good to have him out. But for now, you're not gonna leave without a weapon, are you? Grab something out of the materials around you.
Great crafting.
All sorts of things wash up in D-Day from other dimensions. Some of them will have to complete
What?
the mission, so go on, don't be shy. Find good keepers, right?
First off, where did this other dimension come from? How did we get here? How did they get here? Well, I'm so confused.
You have to go pick up the stuff around the room.
Oh. Okay.
That is a good question, though.
Like, I'd be more accepting of this if it just explained.
Like, we got here through the wormholes that we've used to gather materials throughout the world. Apparently, we've just been passing through this place on the way. Like, this is a bus stop through the wormhole, and things are just getting lost in here. And he's pouring another shot. It's how they tried to explain what is happening.
That's nice. Oh, this was a bad idea.
So, but you're preparing to drink. So, let's nail it down.
Okay.
The wormhole is not point A to point B existence. You can get stopped at any point in the middle. And that interdimensional limbo, I guess you would call it,
So
is what they're calling Dite here.
let me try to make sure I understand what you're telling me. There's a wormhole that just happened to be over Mother Base this entire time.
Yep. Well, it
Or
spawned.
was it caused by something?
It shows another video in a second that just spawned over Mother Base and pulled people
Just
in.
randomly.
Yes.
Cheers, Matt. Boy. Okay.
I'm gonna need some pickle juice in a minute.
Okay, got my
Sword clear, my weapons are mine.
grab everything. Is there something over here? I'm guessing there are multiple workbenches.
Fabrication is that hard to destroy. Try out that weapon you crafted.
Does this have
Pick up wood. You got wood.
if it did that, I would have been lit.
That would have been another shot. Hero stance. Huh.
It's so bad on the knees. Oh, this makes me want to watch that movie again.
Hello.
But weren't they going earlier?
Yeah.
Because I see their lower jaw. Okay, whatever. They are sci-fi crazy people. What's this? Stealth?
Necessary combat. We know that workers can see as well as hear. If you measure their field of vision or make a loud noise, that's when they attack. Stay close.
See? Stealth mechanics. It's Metal Gear. See? See?
Okay. So basically it's 5 again.
When you sense an enemy, information about them appears on the threat ring. You'll know their status and in which direction they're located. Take advantage of this to avoid any unwanted attention.
I'm the master of unlocking.
100 lockpicking skill.
Ahead too. You'll need to eliminate it.
Oh well.
You can put
I'm gonna try not to.
issue by destroying the crystallized area on its back. Sneak up on it from
I made that mistake when I played through, but mine was I pressed the wrong button.
Uh-huh.
So instead of stabbing in the back, I just jumped prone into him.
Cool. Let's see. There he is. Just waiting like a good tutorial that he is. R2.
He's dead, Jim.
Okay, so no looting bodies
Yet.
yet. Okay.
Your worst nemesis.
Doors.
That is the trick. Keep moving.
Right. Thanks there.
I wasn't sure about
Thanks,
myself,
Jimbo.
but your validation meant the world to me.
I've already done it before, so it's bad the second time. Apparently my first time wasn't good enough. Alright, how do I... Okay, there we go.
See that ladder? Climb it. Base camp is just ahead.
Do a slide! Whoosh! Oh. Do a slide. No, of course not.
And crouching and going prone uses stamina.
This is Reed.
What?
Shot number whatever.
I think this is 4. So if you are not properly hydrated, your max stamina can decrease, meaning you can't.
Man, one
properly-
shot at a time, okay? Oh. Speaking of being hydrated.
Yeah, you gotta chase them.
Like,
I don't know if we mentioned this earlier, but what we are drinking is silver tequila. This is 80 proof tequila that we're taking shots of.
yeah.
We're not doing so hot, and we're still not out of the tutorial.
Oh, jeez. I can understand, like, a stamina. That's fine, because stamina was used in Metal Gear Solid 3, I want to say 4. Was it used in 5?
No,
Okay.
you ran like a cheetah for infinite time.
And so, yeah, stamina's fine. But it gave you, rations and food to replenish it. But it didn't take it, but that was because, you were doing hard actions, climbing, pull-ups, running, etc. Being on your belly, oh my gosh, if being on your belly just requires stamina, I'm just like the master.
Congratulations, you have completed the tutorial.
Where's that trophy? Come on, give me that trophy.
Okay, so now we've skipped ahead a couple hours.
I feel different.
This is on my save file that I've been messing with for a while. So right there in the center is an AI who's taken the place of Good Luck and being your mission support person. Over to your right, we have the wormhole generator used to fast travel around the map.
A wormhole generator map?
Yes.
Alright, that's a shot.
So this would be number 5.
This is number 5.
And specifically, why do you have issue with the wormhole generator?
Not only are there wormholes, but now we can just make them out of what? What is it, scrap? Just stuff that was on Mother Base? Because I would have sure loved the wormhole generator when I was playing Peace Walker.
This was here when I got here.
but this is Mother Base, right? This is the location of where Mother Base ended up.
I guess so?
Yeah, isn't that Mother Base right there?
Yeah.
So this is all part of camera. This is all part of Mother Base.
Essentially, yeah. Oh, what's left of it?
So this wormhole this wormhole generator came from Mother Base, right?
I guess so, unless it was built by the people who were here before, but
Yes.
it was never really explained.
Okay.
You calling it?
I'm calling
It's a
it.
shot.
I already poured it. Whew. Okay.
Look at those. Oh god.
So you are right there.
Oh god. Technical difficulty.
All right.
Ah. Mm.
Can't wait to cut this out.
Remember, kids, don't snort tequila.
Remember, kids, don't play Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Survive.
These are both equally important. Oh god. So here we have. We can pull that back up again.
Okay. So
This is the map of which I have discovered so far.
Alright. Virgil just told me, hey, there's an important thing out there, so I'm guessing it's this big yellow one.
Yep. That is the other wormhole generators that have been dropped to this map, and that's how you fast travel around the world.
Oh, wait, I can fast travel to that?
Only it's inactive, so you have to go and activate it.
Okay.
I have found a few blueprints to create a gun and a bow and arrow to help you on your travels. Of course, created that air tank so you can walk in the dust made of nanomites
Man.
so they don't kill you.
Sure, why not? I'm not calling on that, but...
I need to recover a bit. Oh god. My nose still burns. Oh my god. And you'll see next to your equip on the right side of your ass, there's what looks like 2 sliding panels.
Okay.
Those are fences. Hold down the L1 button. That's how you make a fence.
Oh, okay, but sure. Why not?
And if you look at these crystals here, those little things, those are very important. You aim and then hit that.
Hit it?
Yep.
Like with a gun, and then shoot it while waste ammo?
Shooting's fine.
Okay.
And you pick those up. These are the things you find inside the zombie things, the wanderers. It is what you use to create things in your base and how you level up.
Was it called Cuban Energy?
Yes.
Because because that base was incredibly close to Cuba. I can't think that's a coincidence.
No, it's spelled with a K, so it's totally different.
Oh, of course. This. All right. So.
Yeah, you can head on to that square.
Okay. I didn't know if I needed to equip something for walking the killer dust.
You're auto equip it.
Oh, I would love to see you or anything. Okay.
Hit up on the D-pad, I believe it is. Okay, so now you have your rusty machete equipped. You can hit people in the head with that.
Cool.
You hit it again, I think it'll be your bow and arrow.
Okay. Again.
Yep, there it
Okay.
is.
I see. And this does the fence.
Which is incredibly important when you're fighting off zombies, because you can just spawn it wherever, directly in front of them, and they won't try to go around it. They'll just swarm to the fence, and you can just pick them off one by one.
Oh Lord, are you serious?
Yes.
Like, I get zombies, but even most zombies run around fences. This is like, wow, I have a feeling this was just because that was the cheapest way to do AI.
You can sneak up behind him.
Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. Kill him. Oh. No, this one. Ah. Okay, that is my fault. Oh, no.
Dive!
Get out of here.
Well, they're very weak. Apparently, they've been just standing around in the fire. So, you're lucked out there. Oh, also, I don't know if you've noticed, but you're regaining health as you stand.
Okay, yes.
Because the infection, you can just regain health whenever. You just have to eat enough food to keep that going.
Well, that's kind of how it was in Metal Gear Solid 3, because as long as you had a full belly, you would regain food. Or food, yeah, sure. As long as you had a full belly, you would regain health. Okay.
Oh no, you can just keep going.
Okay.
We're just adding on.
Okay.
Here. So, my overall impression of this, and I've messed with it for a while, is if this were not a Metal Gear game, this would be really good. It'd be a nice little zombie survival with stealth mechanics, building your base around you. That's fine.
My question is, do you... Okay, now I'll let you finish.
The thing is that since it's set in the Metal Gear universe, and it has everything attached to it come along with it, you have all these expectations, and that's what killed it.
I wonder if this also has to do in part with Kojima's level designs. They had to like I mentioned earlier, they had to just basically reuse a lot of the same maps from Phantom Pain. So I don't know if this had anything to do with the quality of this game, if it's just because of Kojima's doing, or if it's just because it was their own.
I don't think the map would have affected much at all. It was the mechanics that pulled it down. The universe creation.
Yeah.
The universe is better than this game. This game is perfectly fine on its own, but inside Metal Gear, it's garbage.
Okay.
And I think that's why so many people hate this.
I mean, it does kind of feel like a cash in.
Oh, absolutely it was.
Okay, so I've never really played a whole lot of zombie holdout games. So, do you think that how similar is the mechanics to other games, like other zombie, like Fortnite or something else? Shit, I did it again. I think on that side.
I mean, Fortnite has a lot of like on-the-fly creation mechanics, so they have that a little bit of this here as well. They also talk about like creating your own base, at least in the single-player game that was originally announced. So they're gonna have some of that too. But this was just more of a.
Come on, dude. I know you can do it.
This was more of a. We're just gonna do all these things that people already like, but hey, also Metal Gear, just cause we own this property.
How do it?
Oh, you pull up the iDroid thing. It'll get personal, and that's how you replace your oxygen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So, like, if this were just, I don't know, like, I don't know what we would call this, Wanderer's Resurrection, and just completely take Metal Gear out of the equation. If this one came out $40, people might buy it for $30. Sure, it'd be a nice little take. It wouldn't get blockbuster attention, but it'd probably make profit.
Yeah.
But because of who it's attached to, it's just never going to be what they thought it could be.
Yeah.
So any more thoughts on the joys of zombies?
I think. Shit. I'm not taking this very seriously. Oh.
Well, that's a good way to leave it.
Yes.
Well, Joseph, I think we only got through, what, 5 shots?
Yeah, we got through a cool 5 shots. I was like also not really paying super paying attention to all the story and everything. But I think,
in truth, neither were they.
so I think I wonder if this was just what you call Wanderer's Resurrection, if this was a brand new IP, would people still like it?
I think they could have.
But I think what also really killed it was that, that's Konami business practice. $10 for another save.
Oh yeah, that.
Come on.
That they started in the hole with that.
Yeah, there's no excuse for that. And if you're trying to pull people in, without Kojima, you don't want to start off with that, on that foot. And reusing the maps, I don't know, you said you didn't even notice it and you beat the game. So, I mean,
I can notice, like, some of the paths, the rocks have been reused, but whole sections of the map I don't really see.
Yes. Do you think if they had called this Wanderer's Resurrection, do you think that people would have said, oh, this is a Fortnite, whatever, ripoff? And
no,
then
I think
threw
this came before Fortnite's
Okay.
Battle Royale really took
or
off.
a battle royale thing.
Fortnite, as a trailer, has existed for years and years, but it was their Battle Royale that took over, it was almost a month ago.
Yeah.
And this has been out almost a little over 3 months now. So this was just on the very, very tail end of the survival games like DayZ, like Minecraft, like H1Z1.
Yeah.
Those are dying out,
Mhm.
and then they put this one out on the very tail end of the caboose.
Okay.
I think it was bad timing. I think it probably would have just cut even,
Well-
but they would have never made a blockbuster sale, no matter what they did.
I know we mentioned this earlier, but it still feels like, oh, well, they saw that was popular. So
Yeah.
they said, okay, let's slap it together, and what's still popular that people still buy? Oh, Metal Gear's our last IP, because they already ran the other ones into the ground.
Well, as is, would you buy it for $40?
No. I
Would you buy it for $20?
Yes, I would buy it for 20.
Well, there you have it, Konami. There's your price point. Half off to get a fan of the series to jump in.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I also didn't really get a whole lot of 5 because I just heard of all the fallout that happened, and I think I would rather play 5 first, like fully.
Right.
So.
It truly was his best one. So, for anyone watching, if you haven't played 5, do that. And then if you hate yourself, then play Survive.
If you want to play a zombie game where, based on 5, knock yourself out.
Alright. Well,
One save file.
well, Internet, that's all the time and alcohol we have. So, till next time. Bye.